It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Tonight, let us make them remember we are not afraid!
Welcome to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, from beautiful Phoenix, white-encrusted mountain, Arizona. You know, yep. If you've been paying attention in the news, watching the weather and so on, it's snowing in Phoenix. Yeah, I remember I think it was 1986 or something, it snowed quite a bit here. But, you know, it's not like it doesn't ever happen, but yeah, global warming, man. You know, here it's cold. We had to cover some of our trees or something, you know, because, you know, we had 2 ficus trees we planted a few years ago in our front yard, and it froze and it killed them. And then they came up from the roots. Some new shoots came up, and they've grown in. Now they're like up to from nothing in a few years. They're like 7 feet high now. I didn't want to go through that again, so we went ahead and we covered them. But so it's cold. It's cold, and I tell you what we're starting to hear a lot about is how that's going to affect food production. You know, this is one thing that if you go through history, you'll find that the reason for the Renaissance, that you had such an advance in thought and scientific innovation and such, is because people were freed up from having to be in the bread lines, that they were able to feed themselves, and it freed up a lot. I mean, what's the main thing that you're worried about? I mean, it's, you know, human culture. It's one thing L. Neil Smith always said. He goes, you know, there's 2 things that drive humans, certainly young men, is sex and food. You're worried about eating, is individual behavior, and group behavior is all around procreating. And you want to see what's going to motivate somebody. You find out one, they're going to get fed, and the other is, relationships. So it's all about us, you know, feeding ourselves as individuals, our needs as human beings. That's, you know, you can pretty much predict that. And that's why relationships are so important, because it's important to our species. I mean, this is, you can look at we're part of the animal kingdom. You can see, you know, what is the main thing that they're focused on. You know, it's like keep breathing in and out. You know, all this other stuff that we do is just about controlling what we do while we breathe in and out. That's one thing that Butler Schaefer, and that's why, you know, I'm such good friends with Butler. You always like his mindset. And he'd always say, you come up and you'll go, blah, 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 blah. You give whatever opinion. And like Ayn Rand always say, A is A. You know, something is or is not what it is. It doesn't depend on anything. There's no, you know, subjective view on anything. It's objective. It is or it is not. Well, Butler goes, yeah. In your opinion, your opinion means he's subjectivist on everything. It's like it's all based on your perception. It's all based on how you view the world. So how do we view the world as human beings? Well, this is, you know, it enters into all the questions of how you can predict future behavior. I'm feeling better today. It's the last day of 2010. I'm going to just sit here. We're just going to talk. We didn't have guests this week, and we're just yakking. And the one thing I wanted to do is that, can I put a positive spin on what's coming? Because this is going to get bad. And let's just talk, let's talk about some of the issues. Yeah, I got to do a little bit, well, it's not necessarily business, but I just want to, full disclosure here. I won! See this? It's a Santa silver medallion I got from APMEX, which is American Precious Metals Exchange, okay, not the local American Precious Metals here, Jerry Williams, where we did the how do you buy and sell silver. But, you know, in years past, it was a few years, 2 years ago, I guess it was, when I was, you know, I knew all this silver thing was going. I had some money and there wasn't any silver available. It was not available. You couldn't get it. You were paying up to $4 an ounce to get some stuff. Well, American Precious Metals Exchange was the only place that you could get it, but you could lock in the price, and you didn't have as much of a premium on it, but you had to do it on the internet, and you had to, you know, put the money up. You know, you could get to them, but you had to wait about a month or 6 weeks or something. And I go, all right, I'll give it a shot because I want to get it now because I know what's going to happen. So I purchased, you know, it wasn't a whole lot, a few $1,000s. It was like everything I had at the time. And I converted everything, and I said, you know, we'll do this silver thing, be an inspiration to my family and so on. So I went ahead and did that, and it came. I got it. It's all good. Well, they sent out, you know, they had a contest or something, or so I kept getting in my email, be part of, click here, do it. I don't remember ever clicking anything, but I got this postcard. You know, it was in my mail yesterday, and it's like, congratulations, Ernest, on winning the 12 Days of Christmas contest. I hope you enjoy your new piece of silver. Your dedication to APMEX, blah, 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 you know, buy more stuff from us is what it came down to. But it's like a Christmas ornament, you know, look at it. It's Santa in his workshop. So I got that thanks to APMEX. It's, you know, they give me $30 in silver. It's worth saying thank you. Now, this is what I want to spend time on today. In the second hour, I have a friend of mine here. I'll see if he wants me to tell his name. But I've had him on the show. He's a good friend of mine. And he's been on an activist here for a long time. And I've known him since, the mid-'90s. You know, we've been activists for a long time. And he's down at the workshop making some T-shirts, you know, that he's doing. He gave a bunch out as Christmas gifts, and everybody wants some more. And so he's out here doing that. In the second hour, we'll probably bring him in. He's really good at us just talking and being entertaining, and we'll do some predictions. And he always has a good mind for this kind of stuff. And some other people had stopped by this morning, you know, just they're the same mind. You know, one gentleman, he's like, oh, I had an epiphany, Ernie, man. It's all about the love. And I want to share and do and what, you know, and I'm good. Tomorrow night, for those of you that live in the Valley and are activists, and you've been to my home before, you know, it's a modest little home, you know, but we open up the yard and the backyard and this, and we all party. And we do this on a regular basis as appreciation, open up our home to our friends. And the thing is that, you know, we're just, you know, thank you. Donna's going to make Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. Philly's cheesesteak, man. We used to have a restaurant, and the Philly's really good. And we love doing this, and people, all of a sudden, I know just from saying that, going to have Philly cheesesteaks, and that increases the attendance by a couple dozen right there. So it'll be a nice crowd. And those of you, you know who you are. I mean, it's kind of an open thing. You want to bring a friend and parents. You know, some people start bringing their parents and stuff or their kids and whatever. Come on down. But you know who's welcome? The activist. If you've done something, if you've been, you know, engaged, and it doesn't matter if you're, you know, you kind of taking a break for a little while. So you know who you are. You're my friends. You're welcome to come. Open partay. Probably be the last one before we make the move up in the North Phoenix on our little farmlet there. And we're going to embrace what I just don't talk the talk, you know. I mean, that's one thing as activists here, we've always advocated that we get busy. You know, there's things, and I've said this before, worry in my mind has always been an emotion that I take seriously. When you worry about something, I mean, you're preoccupied. You know, it's like my wife, you know, she'll go, all right, what are you thinking about? She'll be talking to me, or we're just laying in bed or watching TV or what, and she knows, and she goes, oh, what'd you think of that or something? I'm going, well, I wasn't paying attention. You know, my mind's off somewhere else. And it's worry is a human emotion that is, it means you need to do something. If you're worrying about something, it means you need to get busy. And I love sleep. Me and sleep are buddies. You know, man, heck no. Standing, you know, sitting there, you know, worrying about something, laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, you know, and it's time to read or do something. It means you need to make a decision. It means you need to take whatever it is you're worrying about and do something so that you're not worrying anymore. I don't like worry. Worry bad. Worry bad, 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 bad. Well, we're taking some action. I'm going to share with you some stuff, some predictions of what I think is going to happen over the next year or two, and I'm the odds. So we're taking action now so I don't have to worry more. So I can sleep. I want you to be able to sleep too. It's very important.